Hi, I'm Erica Lindsay, and I have a newly released album called Lord, I Come to You. So when I was only a few weeks old, my mom, she had pneumonia, and she didn't know. And she gave it to me through her milk without knowing. So shortly after that, I got super sick, and so did she. And I ended up in one hospital, and she ended up in the other hospital, not knowing if I was going to live, to see another day. And so one day when I was at the hospital, my dad, he started speaking to God and just said, Lord, please let her live. She is so young. She has so much to look for. And if you let her live, she will live for no other but you. And so that's where it started, and that's where my heart came from. So I knew the Lord had something for me at such a young age. I've always loved to sing, and I've always had a heart for music and praise and worship. There's just something about praise and worship that just moves the soul, exalting Him, knowing that He is awesome and that He is good and that we live in Him and He lives in us. And worship is just something, it's just a oneness with God, saying, Lord, here I am. Lord, I need you. Lord, I want you to just wrap me in your arms. Like that scripture that says, how lovely is your dwelling place, O Lord Almighty. For my soul long and even faints for you. There's just something when you're just in that place with God of worship. He gives you joy, He gives you strength, and He just wraps His loving arms around you. And that's where my heart is to sing, to those who need that, and for myself to feed off of that as well. I'm so excited about this album. This album has so many different elements, all the elements of life that we have to go through while living here on this earth. This album actually speaks about my mom. A lot of the songs have to do with my mom and her situation. In 1998, she had a malignant tumor in her head. And at that point, when you hear something like that, you just don't understand why. You just think like, Lord, why me or why her? And sometimes you just don't see the light, like at the end of the tunnel. And at that point, it was so amazing to see God's hand in every situation, in every day to day, and every hour to hour that would go by. He would just show us that I am with you, I'm here for you, and I'm going to help you go through this. Someone once said that sometimes God will calm the storm, or sometimes God will calm you in the storm. And that's exactly what He did. He showed us who He was and the love He had for us while having to go through that situation. And now she's still alive, and she's the only known living survivor from that type of tumor in the world. And glory be to God for that. And so there's actually a song that I speak of that, it just shows my heart for God, saying, Lord, thank you so much for all that you do. Number one, for what you did on that cross, but two, for what you did for her. And even if you didn't do any more for me or us, you have done enough. And that's where the album came from. This album has songs of hope and joy, happiness, sorrow. And I know that in this life, everyone has a certain situation they're going through while we're here on this earth. And I just want to bring hope and that love that God has given to me and bless others through the songs, and just minister to them and show them who God is through the songs and the love that He gives. If you would like to stay in tune with me, I'm at ericalindsay.com, and I look forward to seeing you at my next show.